All right, so I have the mop sauce here. It's already been mixed up and then microwaved for a couple minutes. I got this back out of the fridge. I had it in there for like a couple hours just with the rub on it. You can see how the rub actually gets absorbed in to the meat. So now I'm going to, I'm not gonna be able to record it the time I do it, but I'm going to inject the meat with some of the mop sauce just to make sure that that stays juicy while it's out there smoking. And gonna do that and then put it on the grill. All right, try to do this with one hand here. So I'm gonna go on, I already did it a couple times, but just kind of inject it here. Squeeze it in and you'll see it'll actually puff out a little bit. Okay. All we're doing is just trying to get some liquid inside there because it's going to be on the grill for a while. So we want to have that in there. It's okay if it comes out a little bit, but you can see, hopefully, how it just kind of swells it up a little bit. Okay. Also gives some of that flavor in there. All right, now time to get it. Time to put some spicy brown over top of this, just as another part of the flavor, and then gonna get this on the grill, start smoking. It's raining today, but I have hickory that's in that box right there. Just have this on, this burner on low, this burner on low, and got it smoking. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this. Sure. Over here. There we go. So now it's on there, closing the lid. Whew. Smoke is going right now. It's sitting at 200. I'll monitor that, of course. I'm gonna try to have it about 250. And it's raining, so I'm getting out of the rain, but that's what's going on. All right, so I have it around 260 right now. I turned it down, just had the one burner over there smoking. Gonna put this in here. It is raining, but I want to get this in here so I can get a temperature. Try to put this somewhere where the rain's not bad. I have it set at 180. There's a smoking chart that I have right here. I have never actually used it, but it's here. So 1.5 to 2 hours per pound, 185. I'm gonna set it at 180. I don't really want it at 185. But right now we can see it's 53, so we can monitor that. Let's get this thing closed back up. And I'll just check on it every half hour or so. All right, so I just refilled the box for the hickory, and I used the tools just to take it out and dump it in and put it back in. But you can see it's smoking pretty good right now. It's a little bit cold currently. It should be 250, but I had it open quite a bit. And the theory here is the first, hour or so is where you get the smoke flavor, and it's not going to be like a full smoker kind of scenario. We're looking for a mild smoke flavor on a gas grill. But first hour, I'll probably put in another batch of hickory, one more batch of that, let the smoke kind of get in there, and then I'll stop doing that, because really once you get through that first hour or so, you're really not going to get any smoke in there, because the outside of the meat crisps up and doesn't let it in. So just trying to get some smoke flavor in there now, and then we'll abandon that as we progress. So anyway, that's what's going on. Going to come back and check it. One more fill of the wood chips, most likely, and then probably turn the heat up a little bit and try to get it to cook a little bit faster. All right, we're about an hour in. You can see that the box, I didn't wet the wood. I wet it a little bit, but it's okay. You could have it dry as well, either way. You can see I did some tinfoil here, and also on the back. That's just to keep more of the smoke in. So like in a lot of the gas grills, there's a lot of holes, and the smoke escapes like it's supposed to. So just doing that, you don't need to get extravagant with it. This just is here, and when the folds over, it kind of creates a canopy over here. But that's what's going on. You see the smoke. Take a look at that. And what I'm going to do is put some mop sauce on this with one hand. So that's all I got. Basically, you just don't want this thing drying out. Okay. Get this all. It settles. The sauce settles at the bottom. And normally I would not be doing it this way. I'd have it right over it, but you know, trying to film it as well. Let's just do this. Okay. Now we injected it as well, so this should still be plenty moist, but just putting this on actually helps keep it that way, and just adds a little bit more flavor as well as it soaks in. All right. Oh, I see ashes. Not ideal. That's okay. So yeah, you can see that's nice and moist. Just put a little bit more on here. Okay. Now I'll add more wood to that. And then I'm going to flip this. I'm going to turn this way. Just because this has gotten more heat on this side, and I just want to do that as well. Give it the same amount of smoke too. So I'm going to flip that, do that, and then check it in another half hour. All right, so it's been a few hours. Kept putting mop sauce on every half hour, but now I'm to the point where what I want to do, it's raining again, but what I want to do is kind of crisp this up, and then I'm going to wrap it in foil and let it sit here and cook. I also have bean bonanza going on here, but I'm just turning the heat up so that I could get a little bit more of a char on this before I wrap it. And I'll rotate it to get that all the way around. I took the temperature probe out so that I could do this, and then I'll put it back in. All right, so crisped it up on high, just kind of rotated it. Don't worry about that bark, that'll go away. Yeah, looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna lay out the tin foil, get that all set, wrap this thing. I'll show you that before I close it up. Again, it's raining. Okay, so been 2.5 hours almost smoking on the grill with the box, and then I use some tin foil for some other ones. Anyway, just to make sure it kept smoke going. So about 2.5 hours now. The plan was 2 hours, but kept it on a little longer. Now what I have going on is I have the propane turned up because it's a gas grill, and I'm just trying to put a little bit of a bark on the outside of this, crisp it up a little bit, because from here the plan is to go into there and then pressure cook it the rest of the way. So pretty much the plan here, the test is, can you get the same kind of flavor in less time by combining cooking technology, right? So using gas grill with some smoke, obviously not a full-on smoker, but just using what we have and seeing if we can cut down the time but still maintain that good flavor. Because if you just cook it in the pressure cooker, it comes out pretty good, but it doesn't have the bark or the smoke flavor. You could throw liquid smoke in, but not the same. So just trying to figure out how to most efficiently and effectively check all the boxes. We'll see how this goes. This piece of meat just happens to be the exact size to be able to wedge it in there. I'm just going to get all this side as well. Don't need to, but I'm going to just, give it all a little bit of Little bit of flame. You can see how it's kind of just crisps up the outside a bit, like it would if you kept it in the smoker forever. Obviously not the same taste, I'm not saying that. Well, we're gonna try to get it to be really close, and hopefully the time to cook it is less than half. All right, so still crisping up. I put the mop sauce in the pressure cooker. Put this trivet here so that it doesn't sit all the way at the bottom. I don't even know if that's gonna fit in there yet. Probably may have to cut it. I don't know, we're about to find out. I'm not gonna be able to record the actual process because I only have so many hands, but that's gonna go into there after I turn off the grill. Mop sauce is on there, but also in there, just using that same stuff. So it pressurizes it. And one of the things with the pressure cooker, if you cook in a crock pot, you don't want to use vinegar because it'll actually sour the meat, something along those lines. I don't know, you're not supposed to do it. But in a pressure cooker, because it takes less time, you can actually put vinegar in there. So the mop sauce is perfectly fine. It's actually neutralized a bit by the beer and stuff that's in there anyway. But anyway, that's what's going on. All right, so I stuck this in just to get an idea. And it's sitting at 110. And even putting this in the meat, you can tell the meat's not cooked, right? It's just really hard to kind of push in. But I just wanted to get an idea. So about 110. I don't know, you can't see it. It's sitting at about 110 right now before we put it into the pot. And then pressure cook it the rest of the way. But just wanted to grab that information so I can repeat it if I need to. All right, so it happened to fit in there. It's like 6.5 pounds, something like that. Fit perfectly. Okay, let me go over here. So it's 15 minutes per pound. Again, 6.5 pounds. 15 minutes times, let's just say 6. That would be 90 minutes. It's already partially cooked though, but with pulled pork, like, it's really hard to overdo it because you want it to pull apart. And it's supposed to be like 195 degrees. So I'm just gonna throw this in for 90 and be done with it. And we'll see what happens. So, meat, high pressure. I've had it before where I've taken it back out and put it back in, and that's annoying. So let's just see what happens. All right. Initially, I was just going to do 75. Okay. I always need to use my other hand. There we go. Venting is off. So, yeah. Hour and a half. Or is that 100? Wait, what'd I do? I'm just gonna double check my silliness here. Does it go to 60? Yes, okay. I'm just gonna do. Nope. Okay. Leave it alone now. Okay. Alright, I just left it on. This is just on a warmer for an hour after, so 90 minutes plus an hour. Just staying warm. Hopefully this shred's pretty. Oh yeah. That's the bone. Probably could have used a little bit more, maybe. I don't know. But it's definitely shredding, so see how this goes. Okay, so just unlock this. There was no pressure left because it's just been sitting here for an hour, just on low, keeping warm like a crock pot. And that is the temperature. a little over 180. And again, this has been sitting here. It probably was higher before. Let's try a different spot and see if it's any different. As long as it's over 160, we're good. But I mean, it's done, I should say. But 180 after sitting here for a while is probably up to 195. So, yep, we'll call that good. See how it tastes. All right. So, took the bone out, drained all the juices. I mean, some people would be probably upset that I did that, but there's a lot of fat and stuff in there rendered down. So, just trying to get rid of some of that stuff. There's still gonna be good flavor. There's still good flavor and everything in there. So dump that out, put it back in here. Usually I put more rub on it, but my daughter doesn't like things super spicy, so we can let them put that on if they want it. All right, but really good. I think it's got a little bit of the smoke flavor, and the mop sauce and all that stuff is in there. We brined this, and then on top of that we put a rub on it, and then mustard on the outside before putting it on the grill. Put it on the grill for 2.5 hours. Then with smoke, using the wood chips on the gas grill. Brought it in here, put it in here for 90 minutes, and then just let it sit, for about an hour. I didn't release the pressure right away, just kind of let it sit because, just helps it to stay moist and warm, but it's really good. I think we might have a solution to the smoking and getting done in a better time kind of scenario for at least pulled pork, because total time on this is I think 6 hours, and to cook something like this just on a smoke or whatever would be 12-ish hours, 12 to 16.